Our co-host, New York Times best-selling author John Gilstrap, pain-free for the first time in months.
Good morning.
Maybe,
Yes,
maybe
it's great.
years, like 20 years.
Yeah.
No, and they took all the pain out of his entire body. There's not one thing that aches on him right now.
No, not a thing.
68 years pain-free.
Don't jinx him.
Also, Jefferson County Prosecuting Attorney Matt Harvey.
Good morning.
It's a Jefferson County day around here.
Yes, it is.
As we welcome in on a pet-friendly day, Steve Allen, Emergency Services, Homeland Security, Jefferson County. Steve, good to see you.
Good morning, gentlemen.
Stephen Rivera, the guy that makes sure that Steve Allen's schedule runs on time, and that's not easy. Because Steve knows everybody everywhere.
Yeah, he keeps me in line, too, by the way.
That's a good thing.
Very much.
Morning, Stephen.
Good morning. Great to be here. Thank you for having us.
Great to have you here as well. And we're talking pets today. We've done flood awareness previously, bad weather kind of stuff, and now it's pets.
Absolutely. So yeah, the month of June is Pet Preparedness Month, which makes it just the perfect time to begin thinking about how you can include your pet in your emergency preparedness, because it can be an often forgotten part about being ready for disasters is, how do you prepare yourself, but also how do you prepare your pets? Because if you need to evacuate, you're not going to leave your pet behind. You're going to want to take it with you.
Some do, though, don't they?
True, but
unfortunately, yeah, we saw that in Katrina.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, yeah. So, the best practice is if it's not safe for you to be there, it's not safe for your pet either, because you don't know how long you'll be gone if you have to evacuate. You don't know the damage that's going to be caused. So, if you need to evacuate, take your pet with you. And there's a lot of variety of things you can do to prepare. The first one I'll bring us to is doing an emergency supply kit for your pet. So just like you have a go bag for yourself or a bug out bag or whatever you want to call it, having a emergency supply kit for your pet is just a wonderful starting point to get ready for disasters. There's a variety of things to include, but so food and water, have a 3-day supply of food and water in there. Medicine, you want to have an extra supply handy and store it in a waterproof container so that it doesn't get damaged in the process of evacuation. Have a first aid kit. Talk to your vet about, what can you include. Common things are bandages, tweezers, whatever you think you would need to take care of your pet. Another thing that's forgotten about is vaccination records. So oftentimes when you go to a shelter, when you go to a hotel, when you go to wherever, they'll want to have those vaccination records for your pet so they can take them in. So you want to have those, because those are hard to find on a good day, right? The vaccination records for your pet. So if you already have them in your emergency supply kit, it's just going to make your life so much easier. You can laminate it. You can get a digital copy, whatever works best for you.
Take a picture of it, right?
Exactly.
Store it on your phone.
The technology that we have now, John, you're exactly right. Yeah.
So the digital copy,
have it on your phone.
That makes a huge difference. Makes it a lot easier. Have a crate ready to go for your pet, because you'll have to travel with your pet, and that's often the easiest way is just to put them in that carrier, that crate, to take them with you. Some cats, dogs don't like the crate, so there are some practices you can do to help them get used to it, which we can go on to later. Grooming items, sanitation needs, all that fun stuff, pet litter, scoop, litter box, puppy pads, all that good stuff.
Toys.
And toys, that's great. So this can be a very anxious time for your pet if there's a disaster going on. So if you can just include things they like and enjoy, like their favorite blanket, their favorite treat, their favorite toy, anything you can think of to help reduce their anxiety, it's just going to go a long way. And the last thing in that emergency supply kit is a picture of you and your pet together, because you don't know if you're going to be separated or what's going to happen. So if you have a way to prove ownership, that picture is going to help you a lot in the long run.
I've got a question for you dog owners. What is your dog's favorite treat? The answer?
The little rawhide things.
Nope, the answer is food.
Oh.
Doesn't matter what kind it is, they're down for it. But don't give them chocolate, though.
Now, what about the chips? You put the chips in the dog, the electronic
Microchip?
Yeah, somewhere. Actually, I've tried to find it under my dog's skin. I know we got it done. I don't know where that is. But that's pretty universal, right?
Yeah, that's a really great practice. I'm glad you brought that up. That's just a great way to be able to know where your pet's at if it gets lost. So that's a highly recommended route to go, is to get it microchipped. And again, it's a very non-invasive thing, and it's very easy to do. And so, yeah, definitely recommended.
We also have for our dog, her collar has her name and phone number. It's not her phone number. We don't let her. She's just always on the phone if you let her carry it. But
Ordering stuff on the internet too. Yeah.
Texting with those claws is difficult.
Yeah, they have their own account set up at Chewy, right?
Constant visitor to the house. Absolutely. All right. So we think about domestic pets, but what about farm animals during an emergency?
Oh, yeah.
Is there a plan for those?
Yeah, I mean, so whenever there's an emergency, you just want to be able to get your pets to a safe place, bring them indoors if you can, if you have a barn of some sort. I don't know if Steve has anything he wants to add to that, but...
Well, in the farm communities, we have farmers, they have a network, and if they have to evacuate, and you have areas that in the past we've had areas that were prone to flooding, and they've moved their livestock from one location to another. But you have a group of farmers that will get together, and of course they have the right trailers for doing that kind of stuff. It's not like you have a pet carrier for a cow or a horse, so you have to definitely use those. But
could you imagine a cow carrier?
I want to see the guy carrying it.
It's the crate, the cow crate.
That'd be something, right?
Yep.
Yeah. All right. So if you were to guess as to how many people actually have a pet preparedness plan, I bet most people don't have their own preparedness plan.
Mm-hmm.
The pet one has got to be even lower on the scale, right?
Yeah, it's definitely forgotten about part of preparedness because, and again, the more you can think about beforehand, the more effort you can put into keeping your family safe, so just the more things you can do in advance makes a huge difference. And so that's why we're talking about today, pet preparedness, include it in your emergency plans. It's so important, and it's needed.
Do you have a go bag, Rob? Do you have I have a backpack that has... I haven't opened it in 2 years, probably. I can tell you exactly what it's in it. There's a change of garments and a jacket and some bottle of water and enough for 2 or 3 uncomfortable days, and it's just always there. So you go out, goes in the car, and in a run.
Now, I'm not a New York Times best-selling author, Steve, with that kind of income that I can just take clothes out of my wardrobe and put them aside, and water and food. I got to eat all that stuff as it's there.
Well, and that's
and wear all those clothes while I have them.
We have clothes that probably won't fit us anymore that we've got that we have to change in exchange. But and we have that. Each one of us in our office has our own go bag or go kit, and we have a go kit in our offices as well, because when anything goes up with anything that happens, we may be there for several days. So we have all of that stuff put together. We also have go bags in our vehicles, like John's talking about. We have go bags for that kind of stuff. But again, to also have a go bag prepared for your pets, as Stephen was talking about earlier. Now you talked about a plan, and we have some rather small plans. We have pamphlets we brought with us, and I think Stephen will share that. If people make contact with him at the office, we can ship that out to them as well.
Go ahead, Stephen.
Yeah, so we have some really great material that will just help you get started and kind of guide you through this process of being prepared. And so you can send us an email at jchsem@jeffersoncountywv.org, and we'd be more than happy to send you all the material we have to help get you started. Because again, it's oftentimes just getting started is the hard part, right? So we're just going to help you take that first step with a bunch of great material. So just contact us, and we'd be more than happy to help you out.
Repeat that address again.
It is jchsem@jeffersoncountywv.org.
All right, very good.
And just giving a little background on people when they have evacuated and not taken their pets. I can recall vividly in one of our flooding situations and I was in Berkeley County at that time, down along the river, Sportsman's Paradise, when here was this little dog up on this doghouse, water all around him, and the poor dog was sitting up on top of the doghouse. Kind of looked like Snoopy, if you recall the Snoopy videos or Snoopy cartoons and so forth. But I can recall that. So those are what really strikes me, because it definitely I won't say that it stressed me, but it certainly made me well aware of that need for people to move their pets along with them. And within Jefferson County, we're very fortunate. We have a site set up for people that have pets, because many times if we have to shelter people, and we've opened shelters in different locations, we have schools that we utilize, other locations might be churches and so forth, but we have one school in particular, Wildwood Intermediate, there's Wildwood Middle, that's right across from Jefferson High School, and we have Wildwood established that would be where the pets would go to, and we have a pets in disaster trailer that has a whole bunch of crates in it. We have a whole bunch of information. We have tickets, or not tickets, but tags that match you with the pet that you bring in, so you can present your ticket, you get your pet back, but you also shelter in that location within Jefferson County.
Can you drop your kids off and keep the pet?
Oh, I wish. Sometimes, yeah. I imagine there's some parents out there that certainly like that, yes.
Please send your cards and letters to John Gilstrap.
You know, a consideration, this came up last year, some kind of the same conversation, and I was shocked to find out, we're talking about cars and pets and that sort of thing, on a 70-degree day,
yes,
it's 104 degrees in 30 minutes inside a car.
Yeah.
And in an hour it gets up to 113 on a 70-degree day.
Yeah.
So the time you'd think it's fine to leave little critter alone for a little while.
Can't leave your dog in the car with the windows up.
Yeah. Well, even with the windows down, if the window's not down far enough, and of course many people don't have their window cranked down far enough, you just have it open just a little bit, so it can definitely cause a lot of problems. And I would imagine there's some numbers out there in regards to how many pets have passed away in vehicles.
Yeah, we have a public service announcement I did with after an interview with animal advocates last year, specifically for that person, for that reason. When the weather gets warm, it's not unusual to see pets left inside of a car with the windows up or just a tiny crack.
Yep.
And as John said, even at moderate temperatures outside, if that sun's out especially, the car will heat up quickly, and dogs can't sweat.
No.
Right?
The only thing they do is open their mouth and
pant.
That's it. Yeah.
So it's so important headed into the summer season of just not leaving your dog in the car. And also, like, if you're outside in the hottest time of the day, remember that pavement can get really hot for your dog too. So if you can walk them in the morning, the late evening, or if you're out midday, if there's a grassy area you can go to, that may be a little bit better for your pet. One more thing I just want to put into our conversation is developing a buddy system. So let's say you're away on vacation and at home there's an evacuation order for your area. And you want to have some trusted neighbor, a family member, a friend, someone that can just go to your home, pick up your pet for you in the event that you would be away. And make sure that person knows your pet, because not every dog likes everyone, right? So it's good to have someone that knows your pet, knows where they go hide. Like a lot of pets go and hide when they're scared or when they're sleeping or whatever. So
thunderstorm.
Or thunder, absolutely, yeah.
4th of July fireworks.
4th of July fireworks. So yeah, make sure they know your pet and they can go find them quickly, know where your emergency kit is that they can grab, and then they'll meet up with you later on.
Do you know, really put you on the spot here, off the top of your head, are you aware of motel chains, hotel chains that accept pets just as a matter of course?
So we don't know in particular the individual ones. However, we know, and one of the things to always make sure is when you contact your motel, and a lot of us do, if you contact a motel and find out, is it pet friendly, well, they allowed you to have them. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's good to look ahead, make a list of where those pet-friendly hotels, motels are, so that in the event you'd have to evacuate, you wouldn't have to go looking. You'd already have them ready to go.
All right, Steve, anything else on the pet front?
The one thing I want to add is just be proactive. If there's an emergency on the horizon, start gathering your supplies. If there's a thunderstorm and your dog is tied to a tree, a metal fence, bring them indoors. And the best way to get notified is through Everbridge. And in Jefferson County, that's our community notification system. And so it will send an alert directly to your phone via call, text, email. It's an easy way to get notified of flooding, severe weather, really any large-scale hazard in Jefferson County. Signing up, super easy. Go to our website at jeffersoncountywv.org, and on the left-hand side, you'll see Weather Alert Sign Up. You click that, sign up, and you're good to go. You can customize which notifications you want, and again, super easy. Contact us if you have any trouble, but it's super easy to sign up, and the best way to be notified of when things are going on.
And you can pick and choose what alerts you want to receive.
Exactly.
That's the important part.
You don't want the fog alert at 2 in the morning, right? Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, you can sign up for what you want, and more importantly, don't get what you don't want. So yeah, sign it up for Everbridge.
We've had some pretty severe storms the last couple of days. I had one that woke me up right in the middle of the night there. Steve, have there been any flooding issues in Jefferson County?
Yeah, so we had some flooding. I don't know the exact date, but it was like 2 weeks ago, maybe. What'd you say, Steve?
Well, we had the large flooding event that we
Yeah.
had about a month ago.
Which we covered when you
Now.
guys came in
Yeah.
before.
Yeah, we covered that part. But and we've had the storms coming through, as you said. And once again, we've been very fortunate. I'll knock on wood that we haven't been affected. As a matter of fact, I was involved in a conference call yesterday dealing with what's expected for our weather coming up over the next year or so, well, 6 months to a year. And one of the comments that came out was the fatality that we had within Jefferson County. If you recall, we had a tree fall onto a house, and a woman lost her life inside the house with a tree. And we had the rain that soaked the ground, and then some wind that came up that the tree broke loose, the root system broke loose, and the tree came down. But they did bring that up during our conference call with the Weather Service yesterday. But we've been fortunate locally as far as our flooding. Now, we had some moderate flooding, like we said. This was our last monthly meeting we had in here, but we've not had any problems with any of that. We did have some power outages, of course, and we had a power outage. And Stephen takes care of our what we call a situation report every day, whereas we get information from various locations from the National Weather Service, but mainly from First Energy or Potomac Edison, with how many outages and so forth. And we report that to fire, EMS, law enforcement, and a whole host of others that receive our situation reports. So we are able to get that information and get that out. But we did have, and it was a planned power outage, which caused some problems with the lights. And I'm trying to remember, I know down along 340, we had lights out along 340, where we had to get law enforcement out, and I think they direct the traffic, or highways put out stop signs at the intersections, all four. And if you have a power outage and the light isn't working, you treat that as a four-way stop.
Have the improvements made along 340 cut down on the number of calls you get about things falling onto the road down there, be they rocks or trees?
We did have a slippage. It's probably been a couple of months ago now, but we did have a slippage down through there. I don't know if that's the way that you come through, or
some days,
on your
yeah.
way. But we did have slippage from that, but we've had very few since then. Now, we did have some up on Chestnut Hill Road once again, not necessarily slippage coming down, but from the rains, the heavy rains, they wash trees and debris and so forth out into the roadway on Chestnut Hill Road and come down that
But
way.
no improvements were made along Chestnut Hill to prevent that from happening.
That's correct. Yeah, it was just along Route 340 coming down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With all the rain we've had, can we say that we're out of any forest fire, brush fire danger for the next couple of weeks anyway?
Well, the drought, we were still, it's interesting, as much rain as we had, we were still in a moderate drought at one point. I know that. Well, they take the amount of rain that's in the ground, or the water that's in the ground, and that's how they come up with it. With most of the state of West Virginia, there was nothing, but you had a portion of Berkeley County and up toward Morgan County, and a small portion of Jefferson County that were still in the moderate drought at that point. But that we'll have to check that. I did not check yesterday to see what it was doing.
I think there's rain in 8 of the next 10 days in the forecast. I
Yeah,
think.
what's expected for the summer? Did they cover that at your meeting? Like, are we going to have a hot summer or a wet summer?
It's going to be, and I'm trying to remember back now. It's going to be the temperature is going to be fairly normal, which was one thing, but it will be. We should have a good bit of rain. At least that's what they were saying. Not flooding and so forth, but it should be decent.
I think I heard on radio out of D.C. this morning that it hit 90 degrees today.
Yes.
The average first day of a 90-degree temperature in Washington, D.C. is May 16th. And this would be the first official 90-degree day in D.C. And it's, June 12th? Yeah, very late this year. All right, final minute coming up next. Stephen and Steve, along with Matt and John, returning after this. Hey, a moment of clarification here. John Hardy asked me to pass along. He made a mistake on the hotel motel tax numbers. It's not $2.2 million from our earlier segment that they get to Parks and Rec. It's $550,000, by the way. Also, big thanks to Stephen Rivera, Steve Allen. Thanks for coming in from Jefferson County.
Thank you for having us.
Always
Also,
a pleasure.
Matt Harvey, thank you for coming in from Jefferson County.
Hey, you're welcome.
John Gilstrap, he straddles the line. He has a Jefferson County and a Berkeley County thing going on at the same time there.
Well, I have a Shepherdstown address, but I live in Berkeley County.
He likes to split the difference.
So,
Yeah, pays taxes to two places. It's wonderful.
I don't pay any taxes.